Hello everybody, my name is Lisa, this is Where I Sew, you're very welcome. Today I am doing a review of one of these style books, and when I saw it I jumped on it because it is the Nani Iro Sewing Studio, Timeless Patterns to Sew and Wear, and it's by Zaka Workshop. It's $24.99 US dollars. It's $14.99 on Amazon in UK sterling. And the reason I got so excited about this, it is by Nani Iro is the name of the design company, but the fabrics are by an artist called Nani Iro, and she does the most fabulous fabric designs, textile designs. They're based on like what watercolors, that's what they look like, sort of very dreamy, very organic, rich colours, and Nani Iro have translated them into fabrics. So for an example, my favourite is just, please hold, it's in here somewhere, now it is. I've been looking at her fabrics for a long time. I've always loved them, I've always been very drawn to them. This is an example. To me, that looks like the sky in the morning and at dawn. And so they're not always sort of gentle and whimsical as this. Some of them like really strong pops of colour. Some stuff with sort of designs on it, not just plain blocks of colour. Anyway, there are 18 different styles, different patterns here, and as it works, it's the usual, everything is on big fold out sheets here at the back. Yeah, 18 patterns. The patterns, the aesthetic, the look, the overall look of this is very loose, very unstructured. So some of them are a little bit of a variation on a theme. So you have the cocoon dress and then the cape dress, which are, you know, not dissimilar. Wide, voluminous, a lot of fabric needed in them. Myself, I think they're perfect for spring, summer. But then if you layer them up for autumn, they're ideal. You know, just very loose, very unstructured. So I started, this was a kind of a trial run. So it's actually the first pattern in the book is called the basic blouse. Look, didn't finish the seams. So this is the basic blouse. I'm going to put some photos of myself wearing it up here. Oh, I didn't get a chance to take photos of me wearing the top. Boo hiss, what a shame. So I've just stuck it on Mandy so I can talk you through the features of it when it's finished. So for myself, I'm 5'3". This blouse at the front lands perfectly for me, just above my tummy button, and I usually wouldn't wear something at that length, but for some reason the design, the cut of this, it's perfect. This is the extra large, by the way. So let's just spin it around here for you. Yeah, this is a trial run on an old sheet, just to restate that. So this isn't perfectly finished. So in the pattern, the ends, the seam here ends in a split. And it's asymmetric in the actual pattern. But I've let it just run on down a little bit. Just I thought see how that looks, and I think it looks quite nice. That's just my little take on it. The back is in two pieces. There's a seam at the back. Collar, just a simple little collar. There's no interfacing in that. That's just a doubled over piece of bias. I think they give you two ways of doing it, but I just did it really the basic way. So yeah. So I'm really happy how that turned out as it was. Now, what I have over here is this is the actual fabric that I'm going to use to do the final piece. This is interesting. This is a linen hemp combo from the hemp company the hemp shop. I'll put the link in below. I don't know if we're getting the light is a bit yellow or something here. This is a really beautiful blue. Oh, it's not really doing it any favours. It's making it sort of look greeny blue. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's really nice. It's hemp. Obviously, is a sustainable product. It's all kinds of good. Oh, it's such a shame you can't see the colour, but yeah, that's lovely. So I'm going to do it in that. And again, hemp and linen, natural fabric, so lovely to wear winter and summer. Yeah, so this is the basic blouse as made by me with an old sheet from the Nani Iro pattern book. Okay, back to the main video now. And the fabric is an old sheet, and I think it's worked out quite well. So it was like a trial run, but I think it looks okay. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite basic. Bat wing, sort of a bat winged sleeve with a nice little finished collar. I divided into 2 panels at the back. There's a slit on it. Well, all will be revealed in the photos. So that's quite straightforward. And then at the more difficult end, there is there's a winter coat and a summer coat, but there are also, I'll find them now, these, the short sleeve and the long sleeved work dress. So they've got lots of pleats, plackets and buttons. Total transparency. I've never sewn buttons and plackets and things. Zips, yes, I have mastered, but that's a task for me to attempt later on at a later date. So yeah, the patterns themselves, I love the Japanese way of how they do their instructions in their patterns. I find them way easier to understand. They make more logic. They're sort of condensed, but the step-by-step approach to them and the diagrams, I find them, you know, really quite straightforward to use. And as ever with the Japanese pattern, don't forget that these patterns don't have the 3/8 of an inch seam allowance included, so you have to draw your pattern out, cut it out, draw your pattern out, adding in that 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. So that's very time consuming. So you've got to get your pattern out, trace it all out whilst including, so that is a little bit time consuming. However, that said, because a lot of these designs are voluminous, it actually suggests as you go through the patterns, maybe downsize. So they're extra large. The sizes as they are here on their little in the technical sort of section, the technical details are I mean, they're not massive, because you've got to remember that obviously these are designed originally for Japanese women who are considerably smaller than their Western counterparts. But the largest bust size is 36 1/4 to 39.5 inches, 92 centimetres to 100 centimetres. That's the bust size. Yeah, okay, it's not massive. The waist. The extra large waist is 29.5 inches to 33.5 inches. I'm 43, plus my pandemic belly. And the hips are 38.5 inches to 41.25 inches, 98 centimetres to 105 centimetres. And the smallest is 32, the smallest waist is 23 inches, 60 centimetres. Smallest bust is 76 centimetres, 30 inches. So they're not huge. The ease is included in the design. And yeah, so, but the actual patterns themselves, the dresses themselves, very flowy, very diaphanous. Now, obviously, they give samples here as well of all the fabrics that are used for each project, and they're gorgeous. But they're very expensive. Now, who was it? Oh, what was the name? Oh, what was the name? Can't remember the name. You'll find her fabrics easily enough online, sold by English shops, in English internet shop, online shops, internet. Yeah, but they are generally sold in the half metre, and the half metre was priced at $18.99, half metre. So a metre is 30 something. Is my maths right? It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And the thing about her fabrics is they're not easy to dupe. You get something sort of similar along the lines, but you won't get the same. I mean, there's one coral coloured linen cotton mix. It's absolutely stunning. I don't know if you'll find the exact same thing. And of course, the patterns are designed for the fabrics, so the way that it's going to fall is dependent on the fabric. So they're intrinsic. I think if you're very, very confident, buy the fabric, crack on, more power to your elbows. But I would be having kittens cutting into fabric that expensive. So that's only 1 metre. So I think, like, if you're making that great big long work dress, that must be 3 metres more. Doesn't say fabric. Yeah, 5 yards at $18.99. 4.6 metres, $18.99. A half metre, it's a lot of money. Yeah. So it would have to be for a super, super special occasion. I mean, it would stand out from the crowd. You would have something so fabulous, so unique, such a one-off and obviously beautiful fabric, it'll last forever. Most of the fabrics are like 100% cotton or a cotton linen mix, or this double cotton gauze, which I think I've seen, but I don't entirely understand. Isn't that fabulous? Look how pretty. I think some Liberty fabrics would look a kind of similar, but I don't know. I mean, they're fairly steep themselves. Yeah, but of course, you know, if you find an old duvet cover that you're going to get rid of, have a trial run on it. I'm sure it could look just as fabulous. So coming down to actually using the pull-out pattern, well, I had a bit of a to-do with the pattern for the wide leg. There's 2 patterns for trousers. One is wide leg, one is narrow tapered leg. They're both elasticated, but it's just difference about the width of the bottoms of the trousers. So I had a nightmare. I really did struggle with the pattern, trying to match up what went where, and so I've set it aside for the moment. I will come back to it, but this was very easy to work out, to find all the pieces to fit them together. And again, the instructions were very clear, and I really enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. I would thoroughly recommend it to people of a variety of skill, aptitude, from the beginner to maybe sort of intermediary, particularly the plackets, the buttons and the smocking and all the rest of it. So I have plans to make a few more bits out of it as well. The other thing I want to show as well, I've been on a bit of a spending spree. Look at that. Fabulous. I don't know where I'm wearing it, but as I said, Mimi G she was the greatest inspiration when I started sewing in America. She you know, she's just wonderful to watch. She does tremendous tutorials for beginners. She does a whole host of stuff, and this is her latest design, and I love the fabric and I love the look. I think it's perfect for a wedding outfit. I think it's just so glamorous. It's just so gorgeous. It was £15 sterling plus postage and packing. I think it is not cheap. Some of her stuff, her simplicity stuff is quite reasonable, but this is, you know, she's pulling in the money for these guys. I'm telling you something, because every week there's a new stunning, gorgeous pattern from her, and I want to buy all of them, but I can't, so I have to hold myself back. So it goes up to, oh, it's a 16 to a 24 American, so a 16 I think is an 18 in the UK. So this is starting at an 18, and of course never think that that's the finished size. Is it telling me what the finished garment size? Bust 48 inches is the largest. The hip is 58 inches, the largest. Again, it's not giving me a waist size, but that's the kind of thing I really like for me. One unified shape. I mean, I think maybe she's got a tiny waist, but I don't think she's even 5 foot. She's dinky, and she's got a lovely Latin shaped figure, like lovely hippie curvy, and yeah. So that's been I haven't had a chance to go on it yet, but and it's like, where are we going at the moment? But I'm going to try it in calico. But what I'm going to do, I'll probably only do it as far as here, so get all of this business under control. So those have been my spending sprees in the last 2 months. I hope that you're doing, this is annoying me now, covered in bits of fluff. Yeah, so what are you doing? What are you working on? What have you been up to? Thank God for sewing at times like these. Please God, life will go back to normal soon enough. So thanks for watching again. Take care. Come back and see me again soon. Bye for now.